Hello, everybody. In this lecture, we're going to learn about variables, alright? Why they're used and how to declare them, how to assign values to them. Let's go ahead and get started, right? So you should have already started your main function, right? Should have already declared your class, right? And now in our main function, we're going to go ahead write a system.println, right? Out.println. And we've learned that we can type anything here like James. Alright? So let's go ahead and learn what a variable is, right? A variable is a way to store data on the computer or in the compiler in which we're using right now, okay? So let's go ahead and get started. The best way to learn is just by actually doing it. So we're going to write static, okay? Now, static int x, we'll write x. Okay, so what does this mean? We're declaring a variable, right? And it's an integer. So an integer, which you should be pretty familiar with, but an integer is a whole number. So like 5, 3, 6, -7. So it includes negative and positive numbers, but they have to be whole numbers, right? So like not -6.3 or 5.2. Alright, so that's one integer. Pretty much this holds a number, okay? X is like a box, okay? And it holds a number. In static, what does static mean? Pretty much we don't have control of the memory of this variable, okay? It's kind of, we don't have to create like an you'll get a better understanding of it later, but pretty much this thing is going to run for the entire length of the program. We can't delete it, we can't really modify it. Yeah, alright. So we have static int x. Okay, let's make x equal to 3. So this is kind of where like math comes in, right? X is equal 3. So in our program, whenever we use x, or talk about it, we know the computer will know, okay, x equals 3. So let's write a comment, as we learned in the last lecture. We'll write declare a variable x and assign it a value of 3. Now this is a very specific comment, but remember, this does not do anything. This is just for us to look at and remember, okay, this is what the code does. Assign a value of 3. So now if we go in our print line, right, and we type x, right, well, it's only going to print the letter x. So if we click run, it doesn't display 3. Why? Well, because it's in between these two quotation marks. And whatever's in between the quotation marks will be text. And we don't want text, we want like an actual number, right? So we're going to actually remove all that, and we're literally just going to put x. Let's go ahead and give it a try, click run. And now we get it 3. So even though we only printed x, we still got 3. Why? Well, because we declared a variable. We told the computer, okay, whenever we mention x, remember, it's equal to 3. And so we wanted to, let's go ahead and write a comment. Print the value of x to the console. Okay, and that's literally what it did. Pretty cool, huh? So let's go ahead and go over other data types. Also very important. So let's go ahead and declare another variable. We'll name it, static, but this time will be string. And the weird thing is, it needs to be a capital letter in the front, okay? We'll make it name. Okay, and let's end it with a semicolon. So what is a string? Well, it's not the thing that the cat plays with, it's a little different, right? As you can see, it's a string here. We'll make it equal to 2 quotation marks and James. Let's go ahead and go over it right now. So static means, yet again, we cannot delete this variable, we cannot really modify it or find the address of it, but that's for a later topic. String is the data type, okay? So this is the type of data we're storing in this box, pretty much a variable. So in x, in the value of x, we're only storing integers, but in a string, we're storing text. Okay, let's go give it a try. So we'll do x plus name. And it is case sensitive, so if I were to type capital N, it's like, what? It thinks I'm crazy, you know? But it's actually, everything needs to be perfect. Okay, let's go ahead, write a comment. Declare a variable name and assign it a value of James. So as you can see, we have two, think of it as boxes, alright? We have a box called X, X box, very funny. We have a box called X and a box called name. Now the X box can only hold numbers, and the name box can only hold names, or just words, pretty much, text. So if we go ahead, try something like this, right? Let's go ahead and click run. It types 3 James. And one convenient thing we can do is actually add a space like this. As cool. This is literally a white space, just space. So we can space it out, see it better. Go ahead, click run. 3 and James. So let's go ahead. What's going on here? So x yet again equal to 3. So it's going to print 3. But keep in mind that if we wrap it in around quotation marks, it's going to be just print the letter X. Let's go ahead and give it a try. X James. So if you want to print out a variable, whatever you do, don't surround it around quotation marks. That's very important. Okay. And also we learned that variables are case sensitive, so we can't put capital X. Because why here we declare it as a lowercase x, but when we want to, print out the value, we need to use a lowercase. The same. Right? And here in this section of code, we're adding a space. Okay, it should be pretty, add, like plus, right? Plus. So we're going to print x plus a space. There's nothing in between these, so the space, right? And we're going to also add our name. And that also, which is James. Okay? Now we're going to go over another data type. There are a lot of data types in Java and in many programming languages, but let me show you another one. So we're going to write static bool. Cool. And we're going to name it, let's see, brushed teeth. Okay. Let's go ahead and write another comment. Declare a variable brushed teeth and assign it a value of true. Let's go ahead, equal to true. So that's what a bool does. I'm pretty sure you can tell, but boolean needs to actually be spelt. In other programming languages, you can just write bool, but that's not right. Okay, so boolean equals true. How cool is that? Declare a variable brush teeth and assign it a value of true. So brush teeth equals true. And this boolean, right? It cannot hold numbers. It cannot hold text. It only holds true or false. Let's go ahead and add it. So plus a space, right? We're adding another space, and plus brush teeth. Let's go ahead and give it a try. As you can see, how cool is that? 3 James and true with a space. As you can see, we have 2 spaces. Adding a plus in between every to add it all together. And so these are different data types, right? They're all used for different things, and you cannot store, numbers in a text. You can't store true or false in a text, so it's very specific, all right? Now, you might be thinking, what if we have a number 5.3, right? Well, we can actually do static, double, and let's name it, pi, okay? we'll make it equal to 3.14. Okay, what did we just do? Let's go ahead, declare a variable. We just named it pi, and assign it a value of 3.14. Yeah, again, keep in mind, these are comments, right? These are just for us. And for beginners, you know, if you're still wondering what does this code do? All right, let's go ahead and add another plus. And let's add pi. Okay, now since we have a double here, this allows us to have 3.14. If we were to put 3.14 in an integer, that would give us an error. Well, because we can't store, you know, decimal points in an integer variable box. Yet again, let's use the box method. This box, the X box, only holds numbers, okay, integers. The name box only holds two strings, right? Just text like this. The Boolean data type holds only true or false, right? The box. And the pi data, or the double data type, is able to hold, you know, so if we were to put 3, that would work too, as you can see. Or we can put 3.339. Pretty cool, huh? And that's a very basic overview of data types in C++ and variables. And we'll go over, you know, variable naming rules later on, so you are more familiar with that. Alright, but I want to thank you guys for watching so much, and I hope you have an awesome day.